Yesterday saw the launch of the brand new for 2025 Cobra DS Adapt drivers. Today we're talking fairway woods, and this could get very interesting very quickly if you want an easy to hit fairway wood in 2025. That's the first swing with any of them, and that was rather ridiculous. Hi everyone, my name is James Robinson. Welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today we're talking about the Cobra DS Adapt fairway woods together with their FF33 adjustable technology. You'll see that I've just hit the Cobra DS Adapt Max fairway wood there. That's actually the more draw biased version. However, we do have it set in neutral with that heavy gram weighting at the back. I happen to think this looks really good for anybody who likes to hit a fairway wood off the tee. However, the other versions are where a lot of people's love and lust may lie when it comes to new Cobra fairway woods. You see we have the LS version here, which is a smaller, more compact head with forward weighting, and of course the Cobra DS Adapt X fairway wood, which is the kind of standard, nice forgiving yet players style club. And as we get straight into this video, I must admit I think Cobra have done quite a good job of bringing us three fantastic looking models, obviously with a ton of adjustability to potentially help you play your best possible golf. Now for me the standout model is the Cobra DS Adapt LS. We'll do a full standalone video on this because this could be a huge contender to work its way into my bag. I have used low spin Cobra fairway woods in the past and found them to be the best on the market. However, I also feel like the DS Adapt X may be one of the clubs that potentially people might sleep on, because having tested the drivers yesterday, the standard DS Adapt X driver was phenomenal. Could this fairway wood follow suit together with its HOT face, that lovely carbon looking crown, and of course all that adjustability? Now I will delve into the Future Fit 33 hosel as the video goes on, but for now I'd just like to mention how good these fairway woods look. I think it's so easy, look at that go. So easy to sleep on a fairway wood, think, oh, the driver is the halo product, the driver's the main story here, when really you start to look at the DS Adapt X fairway wood, the standard version with that standalone 8 gram weight at the back. I think it's going to offer you most things you would want from a fairway wood. So many golfers out there don't really know what they want from a fairway wood. I feel like this is where Cobra may well steal the market in 2025. You see, we have three fantastic looking models, all of which are designed to do a totally different job, and all of which obviously come in different loft and lie angles as well. Now the F33 hosel for me is a fantastic idea, especially when it comes to fairway woods, because so often, sometimes you might adjust your fairway wood loft a little bit, that tweaks the lie angle ever so slightly, and even just tweaking a lie angle with a fairway wood can have disastrous consequences. Or it could really help you with your game and help you hit the best fairway woods of your life. So, I have mentioned already I will do a standalone video on this LS model, because I honestly think this could be the one for me. I absolutely love how this face looks. It's a lot deeper than the other two, and for me the head just sits a little bit kind of smaller. I think that's going to give it more versatility. It should still have an air of forgiveness with the technology that's on it, and for me having that adjustability, once it's set, I quite like where it is anyway. But I haven't even hit it yet, but when you look at a club and you just kind of know that's a totally different ball flight than the other ones, that's exactly what I'd be wanting from my low spin fairway wood. And you see, for me, having such a versatile array of fairway wood heads might seem a little bit overkill. You might think, well really you just want a forgiving one and a kind of lower spinning one and then you're done. But having hit all three there, you'll see the draw bias ones finished slightly left. That was the first one we hit. Then the X is in the fairway just to the right of that. Then the low spin model a little bit further and right the way up that fairway. So each one there, even just hitting one shot with each, showing exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Now we're going to jump in the studio with these clubs and test them even more, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And guys, hit that subscribe button if you enjoy the idea of seeing all the latest golf clubs in 2025, because we've got them to test. And I love this time of year. I hope you guys do as well. And what I find really interesting so far about this test is something you guys might find equally as interesting, because I've sort of already made the mistake. I would hope you guys wouldn't. You see, I've already set my stall out with the head shape that I desire, that I would want to play. Now, Cobra's innovation here with the new FF33 loft sleeve and of course all the different weighting options means that really they're wanting us to go and get fitted for the perfect fairway wood. They might have just put this technology into the drivers, but they've gone, nope, you're having it all at once. It's even in the hybrid, which we're testing today as well. That video is coming either tomorrow or it may have been on yesterday. I'm not entirely sure. But looking at this standard head, the X head for example, if you want a fairway wood that looks fairly forgiving, that looks pretty versatile, that feels good, that sounds good, that doesn't necessarily give you the heebie-jeebies like the LS might do, this could be the perfect fairway wood. Now, all of a sudden, I look down at this and I think, you know what? It looks really good. The head shape's a little bit more elongated. And realistically, if you want a nice, easy to hit fairway finding fairway wood, that could be the one. We are of course going to hit this off the ground as well. We're going to talk numbers for them all and see which one I really should have in the bag. So that was a nice high one. I said it was versatile. There's a nice mid-flighted one. That felt delightful, by the way. And the the story behind this tech-wise obviously does feature heavily in that new loft sleeve. But actually, you look at the new aerodynamic shape of this, and I quite like the fact it almost has that kind of V-steel technology element. I'm sure Cobra can't say that. I'm sure I probably shouldn't either. One annoying fact with it is, as you can see, it does gather a little bit of mud in that new loft sleeve area. It's not really going to affect anything, but it is just a little bit annoying, and all fairway woods do that. So we've had a high, we've had a mid-flight. There's your low one. So I'm just ticking boxes here all the time. And I find myself at this time of year, if I can keep ticking boxes with clubs, often they end up being some of the best of the year. Could this be the case? Also, anyone wondering where Bobby is and why the video is a little bit more kind of chopped up than normal, Barbados this week, Bobby. He's actually in Barbados as well.
I actually am in Barbados, but don't worry, I'll bring you some rum back.
And you see, the more and more I hit this DS Adapt X, the name's going to take some getting used to, it's quite long, but the more I hit it, the more I think, you know what? Is there a need? Whoa! That was very nearly day over. But is there a need for the LS model? Because the XD model, the draw model, that's going to speak for itself. If you struggle with a slice, it is going to move that ever slightly straighter because of the weighting in the head. Now, I often think a good fairway wood, you can have versatility, but it will still go the number for you. And we've hit 3 there. There's 2 bang next to each other, and there's another one. So the lower one will have gone slightly further because generally we're into the wind. So it's going to kind of bore through the wind a little bit more. But it's certainly doing what I want it to do there, like without fail. So maybe there's like a story here. Maybe there's not, but maybe there is. Okay guys, so let's kick things off with the DS Adapt Max. I always thought it was called the Max D, but it's the Max. And this is the one where I hit this first in the video today, and I was amazed as to how it performed. I've hit that massively out the toe. That's probably a great example of how much wood that I've sliced if it wasn't the Max version. Certainly a club where I don't think you're going to get much control of the spin rate. You can see where it is designed with the weighting, that it's just designed to essentially help you get that ball up in the air, which it's done that time, both times really. That's the one. That's a little bit left. I would expect that with the weighting of the club and what it is. 230 releasing up to around 250, which is kind of what I'd expect. For me, 250 with a 3-wood is there or thereabouts. Still spinning fairly high at 3.7, but this isn't the low spin, as we've said. Certainly that's bringing it back in, because that was an awful shot again, to be honest, and that's done pretty well for numbers again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that felt delightful. 3.3, so a little bit lower spin, pitching up at 235, releasing out to kind of 250. Now let's go middle of the range, and let's go that one, which I believe is the X. You can tell just by looking at them, that's annoying, like really annoying. Just not the best design. But this head does look like more suited to me, definitely. You can tell straight away just how much lower that's come out. Spinning at 3.1, that's going to pitch probably similar numbers, 230 odd. It's actually pitched a little bit shorter than the max, 245 total. And again, you can, if we have a look, you can set these with that FF33 hosel, and generally I could flatten this off a little bit. So if my bad shot does keep going left, I would look at this hosel and just try and get that lie angle a little bit flatter, maybe take some loft off as well so it becomes more of a kind of knuckleball beast. I will say
there's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on there. So I think this should be for the fitter more than anybody. But can we get a go there? So we're minus and minus on all of them. And let's see what that does, because to me that should take 0.7 degrees off the loft and flatten the lie angle a little bit. So hopefully that's kind of where I'd be looking to go with it. Right, after a little bit of, I think this is 0.7 lower and 1.7 lie lower. Certainly easy to launch. Let's go low spin, because this is the one that I really wanted to, well, you just really want to get on with one. Oh yeah. Straight off the bat, that felt fantastic. 3,500 spins for about average. Longest carry 240, 253 total. Look at that. Gorgeous. Really, really nice, that one. And this isn't the one that I thought I would kind of get on with. It's the one I wanted to get on with. But just lowering that spin has made a bit of a difference to keeping it controlled for me. Could do that all day. So that's 4,000. That's just like an average shot. And that's like your kind of 230, 240 shot. Now, if we move it back in the stance and just really try and punt it down, even that at 3.2, lower it a bit, and similar performance. Bang in the middle.
Excellent.
Excellent. So as you can see, we have 260 yards into this par 4. Now, this for me is going to take everything I have with these Cobra LS Adapt fairway woods. DS Adapt. Told you, the name takes some getting used to, but can we just chase it up there? Because I feel like when I mentioned about that V-Steel-esque technology, it could really be the thing that helps us. That felt so powerful. That's cutting onto it. Is it up there? Oh, that is just... That probably had a little bit too much movement on it, if I'm being brutal. That was just a little bit, yeah, that way. But as you can see with that kind of shaping at the back, with the other models, it's not really as pronounced. The LS model almost kind of goes inverted there a little bit, obviously to help generate the CG and move it somewhere else. I think we can do this. It's going to take more of a straight ball flight. That's a pulley. That's where that technology can help you though. I think that's flag high, that's just left. What if we put you back there for a moment and we grab you? Because I'm kind of trying to be not do this. But really, if something feels right and looks right, generally, it could be right. This head looks gorgeous. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, come on then. That's using the wind perfectly, and that is up there. So, just as I thought, one flag high left, the low spin version, well, we'll call that front edge, and the first one, a sandy grave. And so to finish and to summarise, I actually think that Cobra have hit the nail on the head here when it comes to having 3 different fairway woods. So many companies try to make sure everyone has a club for them, when realistically the focus needs to be just how good are they all as a family? Do they all do a different job? Sometimes we see families of fairway woods that all do the same thing, when realistically here we definitely have the low spin model that can be a bit of a knuckleball, but certainly isn't for the faint-hearted. We also have a nice standard version which offers pretty much the best of all worlds, even out of bad lies, because of its shaping on the sole. And we also have a really nice, forgiving, potentially draw bias version for the golfers out there who are looking for that extra bit of forgiveness, once again, even out of the rough. And that could be the one that I've started the video on, ended the video on, and actually hit the best. Guys, if you enjoyed that, make sure you do hit that subscribe button below, and I look forward to seeing you all at the same time tomorrow. Goodbye.